And we are live, guys. Welcome, women of high value. Today we're going to talk about how to be a feminine woman. Now, I'm going to talk about this in terms of getting rid of what you don't want in order to make room for what you do want. And that's what I'm going to focus on throughout this video. Now, what is very important to remember is that very often women know that they want to be free. They want to have confidence and they want life to just be smooth sailing. And they see men who are basically smooth sailing because they've got money, because they've got careers and they're independent and they do their thing. And the world is telling women these days that they should compete in the marketplace and they should be independent. That's the safest, surest way to get what you want in life as a woman. Well, I completely 100% disagree. The reason why is because women's happiness is based on their femininity. It's ingrained within women to be feminine. That's how nature made things to happen. Women were made to feel, to be emotional, to be reactionary, and to kind of allow life to happen to her, which gives fantastic feedback back to the men. When men can see the woman being reactionary and allowing herself to be reactionary, then men can see that they're doing something wrong and they're doing something right. When women are bubbly and joyous and happy and they dance and they enjoy themselves without alcohol, without stimulants, just simply because life is fantastic, men are doing something right. So doing something correct. It's impossible to set up your life in a way that you're completely separated from men. It's not possible. And you wouldn't want to be completely separated from men and be independent in that manner. What you want to know is that you can be happy, bubbly, excited, and joyous about life at all times and in all places. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. A life without fear or worries. Wouldn't that be amazing? Exactly. But in order for you to have that feminine life, you can't balance it with 50-50 masculinity and femininity. You've got to get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. Getting rid of masculinity then should be a priority. So what do I mean by that? How can you get rid of masculinity if that's basically how you've been raised? This is basically what the world is telling you to do. Here are my recommendations. Well, first of all, getting rid of masculinity means that you continuously work to unburden yourself. Men are designed to put burden on themselves. Women are designed to be unburdened. Wouldn't that be nice? To actually be unburdened? Think of it in terms of money and time freedom. Very often people are now talking about passive income and they're talking about the FIRE movement, which is financial independence, retire early. And those are great movements, both passive income and FIRE. And what is interesting about passive income, it's that it's about you basically fighting for success in order for you to get time and money. So it's not that you have a lot of money in your bank account, it's just that you got a nice income coming in to your account every single month, whether you're present or not. It's basically other people or systems that are basically replacing you, and you're getting money in order for you to have time and money to provide for yourself and to do the things that you want to do. And you don't need that much in order to survive and subsist. This is how your life should be designed. And the easiest way to do that will guarantee that you're not masculine, or that you don't have to be masculine, is allowing a man to create that success for you, but doing it in such a way that he will always want to have you by his side. You gotta remember, in my last video I spoke about how to never get a divorce. Men very, very seldom get a divorce, and the only reason why they do is because she goes crazy in their eyes. I mean, the only reason why she went crazy was because of him. So, but if we understand this concept of women selecting the right guy in the first place, a guy who's ambitious, who's fired up, who's continuously improving, and who takes 100% responsibility at all times and all places, and then helping him to develop into who he wants to become, and providing passive income and time and money freedom for the woman to be able to be completely unburdened. So putting this into practical terms, me and my wife, what I've been doing since we got married, I mean, I didn't unburden her, did I? I gave her one child, and then 18 months later I gave her a second child, and then 2 years after that I gave her a third child. This is not called unburdening. I was heavily burdening my wife at the same time as I didn't have the money and the financial success to back it up. Now, do you think that will actually improve our relationship, or do you think it would make it more difficult? Difficult, obviously. But now, as I've begun to focus more and more on passive income and actually making things work and limiting now having more kids. We're not going to have more kids for quite a long time right now, simply because financial success for me is more important than ever before, because I want to unburden my wife. She has never worked a job, like a regular job at all, ever since she got her first child. We decided that before we got married so that she could be unburdened. And since also she just didn't want to work. Now, obviously, she's worked a lot harder than me, because having 3 kids is like having a 300% job. So she's been heavily burdened all these years. But guess what? Because I love her so much, I'm fired up outside my brain to achieve for her. She's my motivation. And my kids are my motivation. And you want to be that for your future husband. Even though she has had her intense 300% job with those kids, she still has never had a normal job outside of the home, of which she is truly grateful. I've been providing the whole time. And over time, I'm massively going to provide even more. And that's what you want to do. And the way you do it is by unburdening yourself and basically saying no thank you to the career ladder at all. Self-educate yourself through homeschooling or self-education in general. And then improving your life, improving your skills in terms of people, improving your skills in terms of stretching the dollar, and improving your skills in terms of a woman. Once you're getting rid of the masculine aspect of, I need success, I need money, I need this, I need that, I need to focus, I need to discipline, I need to do this, and this. Instead, you can now be feminine and just be and feel and enjoy and be in the moment and be in the present. There's so many women who pass by their 20s and 30s, have work, and then they become 40, sometimes they're single, and they regret the fact that they never chose to just be and just feel and just be in the present moment. That's what they regret. And that's what I want for you, is to realize that that is possible. So now that you've unburdened yourself, what do you want in your life? Well, guess what? Being feminine is not work. Being feminine and just being happy and just enjoying life is not work. And then it's no longer a burden to do the work that it requires to be feminine. Because you don't have any fears, you don't have any worries, you've got joy and happiness all the time, as long as you've put a system in place where someone is providing for you at all times and all places. And don't let it be the government, because they're such a hassle. Okay, you want your dad to take care of it in the beginning, and then eventually you want your husband to take care of it so that you can do what you are best to. And that is to be a girl. I put in the title, How to Be a Feminine Woman, but if you can do yourself a favor, would be to never call yourself a woman. Call yourself a girl. Because you want to remain in that girly state. If you think about the time when you were a girl, that was the time when you were the happiest. That was the time when you got to do whatever you wanted to do, and you were innocent, and you could just enjoy life and be bubbly and excited and hold hands with your friends and run along. Like, that's what women want to feel long term, and why not just call yourself a girl for the rest of your life? There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing that you can do is focus obviously a little bit more on your appearance than maybe what you have done in the past. Make sure you grow long hair. Make sure that you try to look good. Make sure you're active, because then you'll look good. Another aspect of it is also be social. Develop friends, especially with positive people. Make sure you're around positive people. Smile as much as possible. That's being feminine. That's not really work if you're actually having fun. If you're being masculine and then have to smile, then it's work. Another aspect is use pink. Use pink in bright colors. It always helps. And I also wrote down don't have a job, but that was part of getting rid of what you don't want in order to make room for what you do want. I love making these videos. I want to help. I want to help you to have joy and happiness for the rest of your life. But the only way that can be made possible is to not follow the trends out in the world, but rather focus on becoming you. Your true self, listening to your own heart, listening to your body, listening to being in the present moment, and just enjoying life. That's what you were designed to do. This is the Women of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.